A newly released report from a refugee-advocate group says millions of civilians who fled their homes because of warfare in Iraq remain uprooted. International Rescue Committee says in its report, titled A Tough Road Home, Uprooted Iraqis in Jordan, Syria, and Iraq, quote, ongoing strife and persecution, occupied and ruined homes, and lack of vital services in their communities of origin preclude most from returning home safely. Only a tiny fraction of Iraq's displaced have returned home, in spite of reports that would suggest otherwise. For the vast majority of those who remain uprooted, the situation is precarious and growing worse, yet aid levels that were inadequate to begin with are dropping off. In a statement accompanying the report, the Refugee Commission, which visited Jordan, Syria, and Iraq late last year, says most displaced Iraqis inside and outside of the country, quote, are struggling to get by and continue to face overwhelming economic obstacles. They've largely exhausted savings they once had and are becoming more, if not solely, dependent on charity. Few are able to find stable sources of income. Many lack adequate shelter, food, and other basic services. Those who've been renting apartments are increasingly unable to afford them. A large number suffer severe psychological distress over the loss of family, savings, livelihood, and property. The Commission says Iraq hasn't adequately addressed the crisis and should increase aid for the uprooted and improve protections for civilians threatened by sectarian violence. The United States, it says, must allocate more money for the displaced in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan, and European countries must stay engaged in Iraq.